In this video, has Canelo made a decision yet, or are still negotiations going on between him, the PBC, and DAZN? So let's discuss. What's going on, YouTube world? I am that dude named Dave, and I am back with the Boxing Now podcast. Before we get started here, I don't want to long stroke you here, but we got to do some house cleaning here. Click on like and subscribe and click on that bell notification below. All notifications. Why? Let's just be honest. I'm a struggle streamer, part of the Struggle Stream Nation, and I need the YouTube algorithm. All right, I need some help. So let me give you guys a few seconds to do that here. All right. That was a few seconds. So let's get to the video here today. What are we talking about, boxing fans? Canelo Alvarez. It's February, and we still do not have an assigned fighter for him to fight coming up for Cinco de Mayo weekend, which will be this year for 2022, Saturday, May 7th. So who are the people that he may be fighting that keeps going back and forth? We hear ESPN reports saying the done deal is done. And then today, as I'm recording this, Canelo came out at 2 a.m. saying that there is no deal. I say it's a deal when there is a deal. So who is he supposed to be fighting here? Well, the long-running people that we have here is Jermall Charlo, 32-0, 22 KOs, former junior middleweight champion, the current WBC middleweight champion. Let's just be honest here. I think that him and Canelo should have fought a long time ago. It's built up to this point here, and now that it's on the doorstep here, this fight should have happened a long time ago. Why do I say that? There was a period of time when they both were aligned in the same promotional outfit. Back when they was on Showtime, Golden Boy, PBC, the intermediate things that was building up there about years ago before Canelo jumped ship with Oscar De La Hoya to go over. But they both were at junior middleweight together. They both were at middleweight together. Canelo is now the current super middleweight champion of the world, undisputed. Let's just be honest. Let me clarify that. He is the current undisputed champion. So they are around the same. They are the same weight. Only he's 8 pounds heavier now. But technically, Charlo is the bigger fighter. So for me personally, and I talked about this last year on the Boxing Now podcast with Jorge, this fight should have happened. And then, of course, in activity, I still pick Canelo as the favorite. But there have been times where I felt that Charlo could be the one that beat Canelo. But he is on the list. Who's next? David Benavidez. Now, to be honest, Benavidez could have had this fight if only not for his own demons. His own nightmare, but he still has an opportunity here. Well, he's 25-0, 22 KOs, the former two-time WBC super middleweight champion at 168. So why do I say that he could have had the chance to fight Canelo a long time ago? Let's just be honest here. Canelo moved up to 168. To be undisputed. He said that over a year and a half ago. I'm leaving 160, I'm tired of weight draining, and I'm going to 168 to become undisputed. But Benavidez held the title twice on the PBC side, of course. Now, he lost the fight on the scales one time, and then the other time he lost a fight because of a positive drug use. Now, let me just state here, he was not using any performance-enhancing drugs. It was recreational. Still, the point is that you're a professional fighter. You're an athlete. You should not be doing any kind of drugs that could increase your level or decrease your level. I have to say that he's been a titleist twice at 168. Canelo won the WBC title in his first trip to 168 when there was a combined unification fight at 168 with the WBA title on the line. So if he was already WBC titleist and never lost it on the scales or for drug use, when Canelo moved up and he wanted to be undisputed, he would have had to gone through Benavidez. So there's an opportunity for him now. I'm just stating the obvious that he caused the problem that he doesn't have the fight yet, but it is on the doorstep. That's the PBC side here. 2-fight deal, $100 million plus upside on pay-per-view. That is what we're looking at here for the PBC side. May with Charlo, September with Benavidez. Of course, Canelo have to win those fights. Putting the cart before the horse, but we're expecting Canelo to be, the favorite. So what is the other deal that Thursday night, Friday morning, they said it was a done deal, but Canelo said it's not a done deal? 2-fight deal on DAZN. $85 million to fight Demetrius Bivol September 7th and then to come back with the rematch with Triple G in September of Mexican Independence Weekend, which I believe will be September 16th, September 17th this year. So what's holding this up here? Well, they're saying that Triple G has not signed his deal yet, and then this week he started training. He was supposed to have a fight roughly around New Year's Eve in Japan, but that got caught off during the Omni situation. I don't want to say the whole word because the YouTube algorithm. YouTube is very funny about certain things here. So just want everybody to know there's an algorithm, and we want to refrain from certain words because we want to get this video out. But Triple G didn't fight. So he's been on the mend. Now it's going on 2 years since he re-won, since he's now the current IBF titleist. He's 41-1-1. We know that he's had 2 fights already with Canelo. The first fight, just be honest, I felt that he won, but they gave Canelo a draw. Well, both, they gave him a draw. I felt Triple G won that fight, and that was the one fight that Triple G had in his bag that had the opportunity. And I think any situation going forward now, he would never beat Canelo unless, Canelo gets hurt. That's just my opinion. Anything happened on fight night. The second fight, Canelo got the majority decision, which I felt should have been a draw. So, and they haven't fought since 2018. Now, we know why DAZN wants this deal. They gave Triple G a boatload of money. They didn't give him the initial $365 million deal that Canelo got before that went to kaput because of Oscar De La Hoya. But he got over $100 million deal. I think over 6 fights. Correct me if I'm wrong, boxing folks. But it was that plus equity in DAZN, stock options. So he's a part owner. Don't know how much stock options they gave him, but it had to be enough to say, hey, we want you over here. And the big gambit is between you, Canelo, fight 3, and possibly fight 4, depending on how things going on here. Has the fight happened since they both been on DAZN? No. And so we're seeing that Triple G, they're saying that his fight side is not signed. Now, we're hearing initial reports here that PBC is up in their offer. So we'll see what that goes in there. The other fight that DAZN is also, like I said, Dmitry Bivol is 19-0. Let's see now. He's 11 KOs. He is the current WBA light heavyweight champion at 175. Now, I have a problem overall with the DAZN deal. Why? Now, these are 2 good fights. Dmitry Bivol is a hard light heavyweight. He's a titleist, right? And I have my definition on duck jobs. Like, if you're a champion and you go fight another champion, you can't say it's a duck, but then there's a certain situation that could be occurring here after a certain amount of time here. Canelo, you are the current undisputed super middleweight champion at 168. Normally when someone unifies belts and they normally have a hard time making that weight, and they know that the politics of mandatories, so they'll just drop all those belts and then go to the next division. We see that multiple times where someone wins 2, 3 belts because you don't see undisputed that often. It's only happened 6 times total in boxing history. But Canelo's not weight trained. He just moved to 168. He's in the best shape of his life in his prime. Of course, he can bounce between 168 to 175. But if you are now the undisputed super middleweight champion, defend it. I can understand you saying you want to fight Triple G in September and you're making him move up, and that's a quality fight here. But no one's asking for that fight right now. You know what? Canelo's got 60 fights in this resume, and he fights all comers. But there is something that if you're going to go ahead and win undisputed or become, multi-titleist, defend it if you can make weight. So what's going to happen here is that you're going to go to 175, and if he beats Bivol, he becomes a WBA lightweight champion. Then, of course, you'll have the Canelo fight, right, to hopefully settle the score. But what would happen to him? He will have the undisputed 168, and he'll have lightweight at the WBA at light heavyweight. But there's also a unification fight that's going on here that will be the WBO, IBF, and WBC at 175 between Joe Smith and I forgot the other fighter's name. That fight is happening next. So there's a possibility that early next year, Canelo can be undisputed in 2 fights at 175, which would be historic for him. He'd be the first Mexican to be undisputed in 2 weight classes. Matter of fact, he'd be the first fighter ever to be undisputed, clear undisputed in 2 different weight classes. So I can see the history aspect of why Canelo would want to do that, and then the road that would lead him on the DAZN path. But Canelo, you are the man. You are the face of boxing. You can do what you want. But at this point in the game right now, you need to fight who's the best fight out there. I say he needs to defend his super middleweight belts here. Fight Charlo. Fight Benavidez. Triple G, if that's the case, he's going to come up. But defend the belts at 168. You have nothing but time to go to 175, and all the money is on the table here. So I get it why he would want to be undisputed, and he will make his claim as one of the greatest, if not the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, because it's between him and Chavez. I don't put Oscar De La Hoya in that mix because he's Mexican-American. Now, if you want to conflate that a little bit, I get it, but I'm only saying that because I know the true hardcore Mexican fans, there's some who do not regard Oscar in that sense. They consider him American. But for purposes, we can say, Chavez, Canelo, and then you can probably put Oscar in here because of the culture. And we get it why Canelo want to do this here. But time is ticking here. We're coming close to the end of February. This fight's got to be signed here. I've already booked a flight to Vegas. Hopefully it happens at T-Mobile because I'm going to be in Vegas for May. So let's hope that it does happen at T-Mobile. But we want to see Jermall Charlo and Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed super middleweight title of the world. He's going to make a gang of money. So boxing fans, who do you want to see here? The deal is not done yet. The DAZN deal looks like it may be possible, but Al Haymon's not going to go out with a fight here. He's going to put all the money he can to get Canelo to come over here. So what do you guys think? Click comment, like, subscribe. Tell me I'm off base. If I'm right or wrong, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I want to hear what you guys got to say here. I'm that dude named Dave, and I'll be back with the next episode of Boxing Now Podcast. Until then, see you later.